Konnichiwa, everyone. I'm still in Tokyo, and instead of cooking, because I can't really cook here, I'm going to do a question and answer thing. I get asked about it. I've wanted to do it for a while, so I'm going to do it. I've got a list of things here, and I'll just read some and talk and explain my nonsense. Just let me say that Tokyo has been amazing. And we're looking forward to putting together the videos for you. We did the top 10 things to eat in Tokyo, in my opinion, of course. There's lots of shit. It's the stuff that I like to eat. We did street food thing in Osaka. That's fun. We've done a fast food thing. We got a ton of stuff. We will promise not to dump all of Japan on you in the same couple weeks, because that would be nonsense. Plus, it's a shit ton of work. It will be way more work for Max than editing a regular cooking episode. So I went through the YouTube comments, and I pulled out some things. And this one relating to the sardine sandwich video that we shot. And whether you like sardines or not. Sorry. Just realized I can't touch the table. And I'm alone. Max is not here. Jilly's not here doing any audio. It's just me. And whether you like sardines or not doesn't make any difference. It's the comment. By the way, you open and close and put your bread back on the counter. You're an asshole. I mean, I will give him marks. I don't know. It's just one of those names that doesn't necessarily mean male or female. I will give this person marks for spelling your properly, because generally people that piss on me can't spell worth a shit. I find it interesting that there's something that goes on with somebody that's a dick, and they also can't spell. So if you're a dick and you want to elevate yourself above the other dicks, learn to spell. Here's an example. I will go to your school later. Y-O-U-R. You're an asshole. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Okay? But the comment, by the way, you open and close and put your bread back on the counter. Yes. Why does that make me an asshole? I took bread out of a bag to make a sandwich. Then I closed the bag, I put the zip tie back on, and put it away. Where's the thinking? Well, are you just so desperate to say something that you think is intelligent that that's what you put? In the middle of the Kewpie shrimp episode we did the other day, grilled shrimp, Japanese mayonnaise, spice, torched, amazing. I read a spot, little commercial for Audible books, and I talked about my favorite Anthony Bourdain book called Kitchen Confidential. And in it I said he tells you what day of the week you shouldn't order fish and why not eat the bread in the little basket in a restaurant. And somebody's asking me why. What day shouldn't I order fish? What's wrong with the basket of rolls? Why don't I know these things? So here's the deal. Anthony Bourdain's first book, Kitchen Confidential, made him really famous. It's the book that he broke out with, made him a star. But he basically showed the underside of the restaurant business. And the fish thing is, I think it's Mondays. I can't remember, actually. Restaurants get their fish at the beginning of the week, like on a Tuesday, which means Monday is the fish that they maybe got Friday or Saturday and is on its way out. So I don't know. I guess it's still true. I don't really know. In fact, in later years, he started to apologize about some of those comments. He thought they were a little harsh. The bread basket thing is, you sit at a table and you have a basket of bread in front of you, and you take a piece of this, then take a piece of this, and somebody goes, oh, like this here. Who wants this Parmesan roll thing? Nobody wants it? They put it back in the basket. His theory was that the basket's half consumed, and then they take those rolls and they just pile them up into another basket for the next table. Which is probably true. But I suppose there's a little or a lot of what you don't know can't hurt you. I don't know. Are they supposed to throw those out? Maybe the thing to do is just put a couple rolls. And then if those are consumed, give the people more. So that doesn't happen. Anyway, I've had a couple of people ask me that. So, and speaking of that little audible read, didn't really care for the advertisement. There was more than a couple comments of people pissing on me for doing a little read. So now remember something. This is how we make money. We don't charge you anything. We put up 3 new videos a week. I mean, maybe the last week or so has been off because we've been here, but 3 new videos a week is no small feat to shoot them, edit them, make them look beautiful. We're not just single-handedly, we're not doing this like a bunch of YouTubers. One guy, one camera, and he does everything right there by himself. I don't have it on a tripod in front of me and do everything, and then it's one simple, straight edit. Our attitude is we want this to look like TV. Well shot, well edited, well produced TV. That's on the internet. It's that simple. We don't ask anything. We say watch, like if you like it, subscribe if you're into it. That's it. So if we throw in a spot, and I can't remember the last time we put one in, what's the harm? I will come to your, what's this person's name? Trey. I'll come to your work, Trey, and ask you to work for free for a while. How's that? Is that cool? People will write and go, don't let these people bug you. And they don't really. I do like to bitch about them. Probably this one. Sam, way off the mark. This is the breakfast bureau that we did. Sam, way off the mark. That is a San Diego breakfast burrito, not the real deal. And just to add, they do not have breakfast burritos in Mexico, just saying. Without giving away this tool's name, I'll just tell you his last name is Smith. So clearly, he's 100% Mexican and knows exactly what food they serve in Mexico. Or not. Because I've had breakfast burritos in Mexico. And I don't care what anybody says about them being officially from Mexico, not officially from Mexico, sanctioned in Mexico, not sanctioned in Mexico. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking delicious thing. I don't think I said anywhere in the episode, this is 100% fucking accurate, stamped by the Mexican government as they serve in Mexico for reals, dude. There was none of that. It's a breakfast burrito. And by the way, a damn fine one. So, Mr. Smith, Osaka. There you go. That's what can I say? Along those lines, how people got up in arms over the fact that in my carne asada I put soy sauce. This one, that's not legit. That's not a Mexican carne asada. Nobody would have that in Mexico. Blah, 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 blah. Just make the shit and eat it because it's fantastic. Oh, am I angry today? I don't know if this is good or bad. By the way, if this is the first time you've seen me, please know that I'm generally not like this in an episode. I'm light and bubbly and fun. And I swear, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, somebody else. Why the commercials? This video sucks now. No, you suck now. Victor. The gardener question came up a bunch of times. So when we shoot in my backyard, there are gardeners around. And I'm never mad at gardeners. They're just in the world to make it prettier. I appreciate they work hard. I mean, like, San Diego doesn't get super hot, but imagine the super hot, the East Coast or the Midwest, wherever they're outside all day long and it's boiling and the sun's beating down and whatever. They're there, doing their job, working hard. That's the noise, though, that kills me when we're shooting. So somebody writes, do they garden every day? If not, your timing is horrible when you decide to film. It is. We've just had this conversation. Look, the days we choose to shoot are not days that episodes go live because there's often editing going on still. Trimming, fixing this, that, last minute ads. So we shoot generally the days before. We air Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Tuesday, Thursday are shoot days for us. And Thursday seems to be particularly bad. We're going to have to think about it. Just one question. By now you should know when your neighbor's gardeners are coming. I mean, every week on the same day? So why do you film on those days or at that time? It's like Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again but expecting different results. You're right. You're right. Thank you, T. Wolf. Mike Bird says, I've been with you since you had the red cabinets with the wine rack. Go with what you want. Forget what people say. You know what? I don't get influenced by people saying, don't cook that, don't cook this. We cook what we want. But thank you for that comment, bro. Max is your son. He shoots and edits. I've been watching for over a year. How did I miss that? I don't know. I mean, I referred to him as Max. I don't necessarily refer to him as my son, but I have said it a few times. William writes, you need to get Max on camera trying everything from now on. He deserves a delicious bite, too. Max gets a delicious bite. I brought him in front of the camera when I made that Wagyu beef sandwich. Because it was so good and I wanted him to try it when it's fresh. Because typically he goes, look, I want to wait. Let's finish the episode. He takes his pictures then, makes things look beautiful, and he doesn't want grease or whatever mess, sauce, Japanese mayonnaise probably, on his hands. So he waits to the end. Trust me, Max eats, and he takes away a lot of the stuff. So don't feel bad for him that way. But the Wagyu sandwich that we did, I can't show you a picture of it. I mean, maybe Max could pop one up, but it was rare. That's the way to serve it. A lot of people crapped all over me. That's raw, dude. That's raw. No, that's how it needs to be served, like that. Melt in your mouth, absolutely delicious. Anything more than that would be a sin. What's this guy? Somebody referring to the shrimp, the kiwi shrimp. Eating this dish was a religious experience. I added chopped green onions. How did I not add those? As a garnish, it was excellent. Thanks for the continued inspiration. You're welcome. How long does it take to shoot an episode? I wish Max was here because he could answer. I mean, of course I can, but it depends on what it is. I'd say generally anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. And then he's got, 10 hours of editing on top of that. Really depends on what we make. We don't like to have stuff done ahead of time. Somebody asked a question about, on TV, is it true that you put something in the oven, then you take something out? Yes, that's very true. I don't do that. If we put there's been maybe only a couple of times that something had to cook for like maybe 4 or 5 hours that we got stuff going ahead of time. But admit it, it's not, we're not trying to fool anybody. But I can count on one hand in 5 or 6 years that we've had to do that. And it was literally to keep us from having to be there the entire day. The Today Show, there's a question about that later on, but the Today Show does that. The morning shows all do that. I mean, you can't have live TV and wait for something to cook. So, you say you put it in the oven, and then they always say, through the magic of television, we have one that's all ready. So that's what they do. What if you love shrimp but hate mayo? I don't think you would taste the mayo. Who's this? Josh. I think by the time you get a little layer of mayo on the shrimp with the togarashi seasoning and then you torch it, you're not tasting shrimp. You're just tasting pure fucking deliciousness. You're my hero for telling Kathy Lee to F off. So I didn't actually say that. My second Today Show appearance was with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb. Of course, Kathy Lee Gifford's not there anymore. And in the middle of the segment, there was so much chatter that I said, please, can I talk 1 minute? And they stopped talking. It became a thing. It's now been watched 1.75 million times on I don't know, almost 2 million times, I guess, on YouTube. You can go look for it. Just look for Kathy Lee Gifford, Sam the Cooking Guy. It will come up. And then I went back 10 more times because the Today Show recognizes entertainment. They could have said, oh, you disrespected our host, which I didn't. I said, please. I was just trying to I'm there doing my cooking, trying to get the people at home to understand what I'm saying, and the two people on either side of me are just yakking. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They can't hear me because these two are talking so much. What do? I got to stop this somehow. And finally I just went, please, can I talk 1 minute? And it worked. And got me interviewed by Howard Stern because of it. Because at that time, not anymore, he just freaking hated Kathy Lee Gifford's guts and got me on. And I know he tried to get me to say she was the C word or something. But I had 2 more Today Show appearances lined up in the next couple months, and I was not jeopardizing those. And frankly, I didn't think that she was a see you next Tuesday. She wasn't. She understands entertainment a lot. Hoda Kotb, on the other hand, I think was a little butthurt by it, but she was not nearly as experienced as Kathy Lee. Look, television, internet, whatever, radio, it's about entertainment. If you're not entertained, what's the point? And I'm sorry, but I have a tendency of just saying what the hell's in my head, which always scares my wife, but I didn't do anything mental. It was fine. That was my second time. They invited me back 10 more times, so obviously they liked it. I just didn't go back with Kathy Lee Gifford or Hoda Kotb. It was always with Al Roker or somebody else. So. Okay, referring to the fish and chip episode. In the UK, fish and chips is almost exclusively takeout food. I've never made it at home, nor have I ever known anyone to make it. Eddie. Guess what, Eddie? You do know somebody who's made it. Me. And it brings up a good point. He says he's never made it at home. I stayed away from deep frying for an awful long time. Am I hitting this table somehow? What's banging here? Oh, maybe it's the chair. I'll sit like that. I stayed away from deep frying food for a long time because I thought it was a pain in the ass. It's a little messy. You don't need a deep fryer. Honestly, a deep fryer is a bigger pain in the ass than anything. Just a good cast iron pan with a few inches of oil in it, you can accomplish almost anything. That being said, get out of your comfort zone. Don't make the same thing all the time. That's what we preach on the show. Do something different. Make something different. Imagine if you only made one new thing once a week. 6 days a week, you ate the exact same food. Every Monday, same thing. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday. But Thursdays, you broke out of your shell and you tried something new. And I don't give a fuck if it's my something new. Go on the internet, buy a cookbook, look up something, ask a neighbor, ask a friend, somebody at work, what'd you make that's really good? And then make it. If you only made one new thing a week, at the end of a year, you'd have 52, if my math is right, 52 new things that you now know how to make. Some you'll like, some you won't like, but you're not making the same thing. It's not, this is Wednesday, and we always have Aunt Ruth's chicken. I mean, I love Aunt Ruth, but fuck the same thing every Wednesday. I swear. Seriously, who would watch a cooking show and complain about the ingredients? Oh, it's a good point, because people do that. Alan writes, LOL, I complain about my dialysis needles 4 days a week. Okay. Just watch Sam and enjoy. You know, that's a good point. Alan's got way bigger shit to bitch about. You gotta have dialysis? Yeah. That's some shit you can bitch about. Legitimate. But when people get online and go, oh, he used for that, I would never put soy sauce in carne asada. I was trying to think who it was that Sam reminds me of when he's on a rant. Okay, so basically all of this. Mel Brooks. For those of you too young to know Mel Brooks, perhaps you know the movie Young Frankenstein. He wrote, directed that. And Blazing Saddles. It's a classic. But he's an old, short Jewish man. So I hope Devin means the rant reminds him, not the age or the look. And then he says, Montreal steak seasoning is also, I don't know what episode he was commenting on, but is also epic sprinkled on tomato soup or to make croutons with. Look, that camera died. That's a really good tip. Really good tip. Try different things like that. So thank you for that. I will do that. When I make a tomato soup, generally it's just fresh ground pepper on the top. Or parsley or something like that. But in terms of seasoning, I will now try Montreal steak seasoning. You know, I've wanted to do this thing. I don't know if I can pull it off. Obviously, probably do it in San Diego because that's where I am and blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of people in like an auditorium. All right, that camera. I might cook a bit. But it would be like a lot of food talk. I could do it all day long. I could talk recipes. And it's interesting when that happens, those kind of tips come out from the audience and stuff. I love it. It's so useful. It's so helpful. And this is all about making all of our food lives better. And if it's me giving you information or people like Devin giving information, I think that's the thing to do. Okay. Let's see. Steven says, P.S. don't change a thing. I'll keep watching. Nathan Sam likes the fuck word. Fuck, yes, I do. Like in Canada, where I'm from, minor swearing, shit, piss, stuff like that. No problem on regular TV. I was interviewed by a Canadian radio station about a month and a half ago. And in the middle of I banged the table again. In the middle of the interview, the guy said shit. And I thought, you can't say that. And I went, oh my God, it's Canada. I think in Canada, like during the day, it was a 2:00 interview. I think after like 9 o'clock at night, you can say fuck on TV. It's a word. People get crazy about it. People come up to me and with their kids, they go, we're huge fans. And I look at the kids, I go, yay, that's so. And I go, oh, too much swearing? And they go, they've heard it. Everybody's heard it now. There's way more things to be uptight about. Right? The F word? Please. Let's worry about not being racist pieces of shit to people. Let's worry on bigger things like that. Let's not worry about the F word. Seems I keep coming back because you're down to earth. We speak the same language, no beeps. When we were shooting in Osaka, Japan's second largest city, we did a street food thing, I think I mentioned. And for some reason, I said to Max when we were done, I felt very free here. I like being on the street. I like people around us. And I like making comments, good, bad, snide, snarky otherwise. In a moment of shooting, somebody, clearly Max has got his big-ass camera, and I'm about 3 feet away from him. Somebody just walks right in the middle. Nothing. No regard for anything. Or people want to cut through and I go, okay, here. And nobody says thank you. I feel the need to comment about stuff like that. So I think you'll find I'm absolutely myself in the Osaka street food video. Very much. What did I do before cooking? I was the director of operations at a biotech company in San Diego. No shit. I was. And I know people looking at me right now going like this. There's no way. That fucking guy was a director of operations of a biotech company, dude. Well, I was. 8 years. 7 years? 8 years. And I liked a year of it, and then I started to not like it. I didn't like a lot of stuff that I did. I mean, I liked everything I did for a little while, and then it was like the Three Bears. I just started to, couldn't find a comfortable bed. Finally, one day, I decided to try and start a travel show. It didn't work out. 9/11 happened. As I say, that changed everything, and I had to find something to do, and I found cooking. And not because I cooked, because I didn't. I couldn't really cook very well in those days. My wife did all the cooking. I did the grilling. I did a bad job at that. But I watched a particularly horrible cooking segment on morning news one day, and I watched this chef who could probably kick my ass all over a kitchen, but could not talk and cook at the same time. And I said, somebody should do this better. And I went, oh shit, I should do it better. I've got nothing to do. I'd quit the biotech job. I couldn't go do a travel show, and I started this. And the rest, as they say, is stupid Sam history. This nonsense that you watch. What's up with you and Japanese Mayo? I just like it. We had a small meetup here last night in Tokyo. This is the morning we're leaving. Last night was our last night. And when we started talking about coming to Tokyo, which, by the way, it was a result of a contest, not a contest, but a thing that we did online. We said, if you wanted to see me go someplace, not my backyard, where would it be? And we got this many responses, and we culled them down to the top 3: Tokyo, Mexico City, and Dublin, Ireland. And Dublin, Ireland. Shit. Hold on. Max. Wait. I got his name. What's the guy's name? Paul. Sorry. I got to start that. Or just cut to here. Tokyo, Mexico City, and Dublin, Ireland. We then said, okay, which of those 3? And clearly Tokyo came out of it. Let me just say hello to Paul, who was at this meetup that we had last night. Anyway, we had a meetup. When we started talking about coming to Tokyo, we said, oh, maybe we should let people know we could get together. I think it was about 14, 15 people that came. It just blew my mind. And I know some tool is going to be like, fucking 14 people showed up for the asshole. Why would they even bother? By the way, I was so honored they came. So honored. In a foreign country, on a moment's notice. I mean, come on. Anyway. So I was talking about Japanese mayonnaise. So the Japanese mayonnaise thing is this. Mayo is basically fat. That's it. So if you're going to use fat, use the best tasting one there is. And in my humble opinion, IMHO, Japanese mayo is the way to go. The way to really scope it out, though, is do a side-by-side. Western mayo, Japanese mayo. Japanese mayo is smoother. It's like hand lotion when you look at it. Completely creamy. It's a little bit richer color because they use more egg. There's a little tiny bit of vinegar in it. But it's really just the flavor that's so good. If you're a mayo fan, you've got to get some. There's a link that we have below my favorite kitchen things or whatever. 100%, pretty sure there's a Japanese mayo link there for people that can't get it readily. You need an Asian market or a Costco. Some Costcos are now selling it. It's becoming that popular. So I make no money when I pimp Japanese mayonnaise. I'm here because you should be using the best thing that's out there, and that's it. And look, I'm not the guy that says you got to go buy like an $800 chicken. I use regular chickens and shit like that. But Japanese mayo is so good. It's so good. A couple more. Today Show thing I talked about. What happened immediately after the Today Show segment when I told them to keep it down? Did someone pull you aside? One of the producers came up after and said, like this, we've been waiting for someone to do that for years. This is a noisy chair. It's not me. It's the chair. So that was funny. There's another complaint about me doing that Audible read thing. Could you stop the bitching about it, please? It will continue because not everybody watches a video when it first comes out. It's there forever. And then the comments come forever. Some will be good and some will be about that. I mean, does anyone think to email the NFL on a Sunday during a game when a commercial pops up? I don't think so. So don't fucking email me. I don't care. If you don't like it, there's a simple answer. It's just called click. Go watch something else. But don't watch and bitch. Or if you want to watch and bitch quietly. Or get your own channel and do what I'm doing. Favorite wine, I got asked this on a Reddit AMA I did once. My favorite wine is called vodka. And as I answered then, I like a nice glass of wine. I can appreciate a nice glass of wine, but it's not my thing. My reaching to drink of choice when I want something, I want a cocktail, and I drink vodka with black Japanese tea in it that I make. It's like iced tea, but Japanese tea, oolong tea basically, and I don't know if that's black, but oolong tea with my vodka and a piece of lemon. That's what I drink. So, I don't know. How do you guys come up with recipes? Max says, why don't you make this? And I go, yes. Most of the time. I'll suggest things. I suggested a leftover steak and mashed potato quesadilla. Max was like, I'm just not feeling it. And that's not really his voice. It's just a voice I like to do. And I do that kind of stuff. I go, I think it'd be good. We did it. It was great. That's kind of that. And we listen to you guys. We take suggestions from things you say. And if yours doesn't get picked, please understand there's a lot of you guys asking for stuff. And we're trying to get there. Let's see, this is the favorite wine thing. Oh, on the heels of what's your favorite wine? What's your favorite thing to cook and your favorite meal? Favorite meal, no question, breakfast. No question, breakfast. If I was headed towards the electric chair this evening, I'd have breakfast. Probably something with runny yolks. Probably some kind of Benedict. I would do an episode on like 10 amazing Benedicts, but Max would cry and go, that's not going to hold any interest. So, if you'd like that, then email or comment. Yes, we'd like to see Sam do 10 amazing Benedicts. And he's going to go like this. They're just saying that because they want to make you happy. Like, Max, come on. I want to make them happy. And favorite thing to cook? Oh, boy. Toss up. I used to say regularly it was salmon. Maybe my favorite thing to eat is salmon. Because you can eat a lot of it. It's good fat, and it's good for you, or not bad for you, like if you chose just to eat cheeseburgers or steak or something. And you can have it so many ways. You know, you can eat it seared. You can eat it steamed. You can have it grilled. You can have it smoked. You can do it in a pan. You can put it in the broiler. You can eat it raw. There's so many things. It takes on so many great flavors of other things at its wish. It's amazing. But I'm really liking a steak these days, a good steak. Uh-oh. I don't know up until 11. Uh-oh, hold on. Max, I'm at the place. What if I come back, get your stuff, we come back, get the power, go to the next store? Yes, hold on. I just have to reply to this. Yes. Okay. That's good. Let's see. Favorite thing to cook? Yeah, so salmon, mostly. Steak, yes. Love to cook a steak. Watch the reverse sear video. Buy a big steak in the oven, 275. Let it get to 130, and you know that because you have an instant read thermometer that you put in, and it will tell you. Then take it and either throw it in a screaming hot cast iron pan or on the grill, maybe a minute aside. That's all it takes. Or torch it, whatever. And it will be perfect inside. Gorgeous medium rare, top to bottom, end to end, wall to wall, side to side. It's really like the best way to do that. So, okay, I wish honestly I could do this. I could be answering questions that you were asking live, and maybe that's a thing we can do one day. But until then, this has gone. I don't know. I can't see that. This has gone 36 minutes or something. Max will cut some stuff out. Be somewhere around a half an hour. Jesus, what the hell? Oh, it's my phone. Shit. Sorry. Hopefully that back. I'll get it back. Okay, cool. All right, so that's it for now. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. It means an awful lot. It really does. We're coming back. We'll, I think, have a regular cooking episode back up on Wednesday. Probably something simple. How to make one fried egg in 30 seconds, and then I'll be out. Oh, come on. But maybe it'll be breakfast. Maybe something it's not going to all be Japanese food for the next 6 months. I promise you. I'm going to get back to Western food, right? Yes, we'll get back to that. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys being there. See ya. And if you hate me, well, then f*** off.